I remember sitting with my brother, hello by the way, my adopted brother who's ex-military, and he talked about how, he said, whatever you do, you don't give your enemy the weapons. The idea is to remove their weapons as much as possible. Knowing the land and knowing them and their position and everything is a key. You know, whole regiments have been wiped out by a few men because of that knowledge. So we mustn't give the enemy our enemy, and we have got an enemy. They are real. The elitist people that truly run this country do not want you educated. They do not want you housed. They do not want you to have a health. Okay, there's reasons for all of this happening. In 1945, the British government did something that's never been done. I don't think it's ever been done in the whole history of the British government. They gave the people, all the population of Britain, they gave them all something. Whatever class you were, whether you were educated or uneducated, you could go and buy it, you could get this. And that was a welfare state, housing, social housing, council housing, a national health, and an education. Okay? There's a brilliant comedy done about two home guards. And it was brought out in 44, 45, shown in the cinema. I believe the guy who ever wrote it was a socialist or a communist. And these two guys talk about the future of Britain. And one of the things that's said is if we can't have young men hanging around doing nothing like they were before the war, this has got to be, everybody's got to be included in this. When these men come back, they have got to have a say. And they did, and they were allowed. Never again has the government done that. They brought in these four things. See, my dad, back then it was Polytechnic he went to. My dad could have done a degree like that. When my dad died, one of his friends said about it, was me and your dad did our compositors exams together. I spent 3 months revising. Your dad went in and did it. So that's why Mum and Dad didn't push us, but encouraged us. Go and get educated. He said there's a whole world out there to be discovered by you. He was like that. That's what my dad, he embraced it and went, right, I'm not getting a degree. I'm going to make sure my children get a fair education. And we've all his sons have got degrees. 2 of his sons have got masters. The only reason I didn't do a master's is because it wouldn't have benefited me, really. It had cost me more money. You know, it's expensive. And, you know, it's an incredible thing. And that's why Dad did that. Mum and Dad did that. All right, I didn't get it. You will, mate. And we all did. We all did really well. And we all done, we've all been educated. And that's where I get my brains from. We all are. All my brothers are highly intelligent, highly functioning human beings. Okay? Education is an important thing. Teach a person to fish, and give a person a fish a day, and they will eat for the day. Teach them how to fish, and they will eat for the rest of their life. When we're giving out fish a day, I'm in control. I am in control. Right? So education is about enlightenment. And I mean, when I went to art college, I was enlightened. The stuff I learnt there was phenomenal. I expanded my mind so much. I can't believe where I am now. And to come back to them. 10 years back, Kev and I will be totally different people. You know, he'd probably think I'm a pretentious wanker. I probably am. I am. An egotistical one as well. And you know, it's an incredible thing. And we all need education. We need education. So hence why the government said, right, we're going to put a cap on this. Because by the 1980s, phenomenal amounts of people, it wasn't to the 1980s actually, more working class people went to uni and art college. And they went and they got it. You know, the amount of people I know who went to uni, quite right-winged, and left it, dreads, socialist, and living in a teepee. You know, education, Stanley Cohen's Folk Devils and Moral Panics. Please, I beg you to read it and look at your society. We've never, ever in our life lived in what he's talking about. Edward Bernays, the all-consuming society. Read about these people, because we're in there, we're in that. Read it, and when I found about it, I was like, what? Bing! You know, the lights came on. And you know, today I was supposed to be doing a course on mental health and awareness of it. It's a 4-week course. I was the only one to turn up. Those lecturers are going to still get paid. You know, the people who didn't turn up, bill them for everything. And I really do believe in that. You can't take the mickey. Years ago, when I was at Marjohn's, out of EU students were paying £8,000. I've been told today, 15 grand. There are people out there begging for a book. When I came back from India, I was at art college and I noticed in the bin all these books. And I went and complained. I went, you can't throw books away. Now they sell them. We are so privileged to be in Britain and have this. You know, you're talking serious money, and it will go. They've done I think they're coming to the end with the DWP. They're now moving to the National Health. The next one after that, I bet you will be social housing and council housing. And then education. And we will be back in the 1920s and 30s, and your children will not get an education. They will be just manufactured for the factory. We can't take the piss. We have got to really, really reel this in, because all we're doing is giving out these people, the elitist bourgeoisie society, they're just sitting back and going, thank you. They're shaking their hands and going, thank you. Thank you. Because you're doing our job. I'm telling you now, the next referendum we have will be about privatising the National Health. Do you think all the sides of National Health have got a free say? Or do you see every week some TV programme saying, oh, look at this, how bad it is? They do it. It's obvious they run the media and they're programming you into it. I'm telling you shortly as well, I will be banned. They will ban me eventually. They will. This is why I'm doing it. I'm trying to get as many out as possible, because there's going to come a time when they're going to cut me and ban me and other people. Do you actually know Facebook? Guy who owns Facebook, I think it's his godfather or something like that, is the Rothschild. It's Rothschilds. He's related to the Rothschilds. Peace, love and out, and power to the people.